Hey, what's up guys? This is Mike and Dan with Six Pack Shortcuts, and today we got a really interesting topic to talk about.
Definitely. All right, so this is something which a lot of people have been asking, wondering about. Is this fact or fiction? Is this real? Can you lose 30 pounds in 30 days? What do you think, Mike?
Surprisingly enough, the answer is yes. Now, before everybody freaks out and be like, oh my God, did he just say that you can lose that much weight? Actually, it is true, but you must watch this video to the end because there are, certain criteria and details on that. So the reason why that can actually happen, you may have seen, certain supplements or certain programs, advertise that, and they seem to just really flash that and be like, yeah, 30 pounds, 30 days, or I lost 120 pounds and took me, 45 days, something really ridiculous, right?
Yeah. It sounds so catchy, right?
It sounds catchy.
Yeah.
And, most people are just, they get thrown off, like, wow, if they lost 120 pounds, I only need to lose 20. I mean, I'm going to do it in 5 or something,
Yeah.
And the truth is, you can lose a lot of weight in a very short amount of time, like 30 days, for example, but you have to understand that only certain people can do that. And it doesn't have to do with genetics. If you have more fat on your body, then you can lose fat faster. So if, let's say, for example, if somebody is, very, very overweight, if they're, let's say 5'9" and they weigh 350 pounds, then they're very overweight. Then would it be possible for them to lose 30 pounds in 30 days? Yes. I've actually seen, personally myself, somebody lose more than that. But the thing is, also look at how overweight they are versus somebody who's maybe, let's say, 200 pounds or 180 pounds who's the same height. The less body fat that you have, the harder it is for you to lose it. And the more body fat that you have, the faster it is. So what is an actual healthy weight? Because, maybe some of y'all guys out there aren't 350 pounds and, 5'9", and you're probably wondering, well, this doesn't, you're not talking to me. Well, guys, if you're, 20 pounds, 30 pounds overweight, and you want to go ahead and get six-pack abs, then losing 30 pounds in 30 days, it's not possible. And so what's a healthy weight to actually lose is anywhere from about 1.5 to 2 pounds of fat per week. And so you can look up to losing about 8 pounds of fat, per month in 30 days. And that's actually a healthy weight and something that's definitely manageable.
Yeah, that's a really good insight too. And one thing you shared with me is that even though the fat loss numbers aren't as much as a lot of people think they're going to be,
yeah,
you can make a pretty big transformation fast. Actually, can you talk about that, how that can be done, even if you're only losing 1 or 2 pounds a week?
Well, when you're losing 1 or 2 pounds a week, remember, a lot of times, even if the scale is not dropping as fast as you want it to be, you can be putting on muscle while you're losing fat. For example, if you put on, 5 pounds of muscle and you lost, let's say, 6 pounds of fat, well, on the scale, you only lost 1 pound. So don't be discouraged because, losing 6 pounds of fat and gaining 5 pounds of muscle is actually a very big difference. Your clothes start fitting differently. You feel 10 times stronger. You have more energy. And, it's just a world of a difference. And it's really like a 11-pound fluctuation when you look at 6 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat. So the scale may not always be, the right gauge.
Yeah.
It's true you only lost 1 pound, but it's not the right gauge a lot of times to really determine if you're going the right direction, if you're getting the right results. And something that you told me about because you used to wrestle, right?
Yeah.
Is water fluctuation. And that's really big because if you ate a little more salt or if you had, bigger carb meals, salt, carbs, or even if you went to the restroom, before or after, that all fluctuates how much you weigh too. So, don't worry so much about scale, or the weight on the scale to gauge, if you're getting the results. Worry about the way you look, the way you feel, and, the easiest way is also just to look in the mirror.
Definitely. And I think that's a really important thing you got to learn too. Can you talk a little bit about, the more accurate ways that guys can use besides the scale where it's going to take into account your muscle mass and your body composition too?
Some of the easiest ways and what I've done in the past, because I don't like to weigh myself much because, I understand there's so many different factors. So easy way to do it is if you're wanting to go ahead and get a six-pack and you want to, have definition on your abs, easiest way is just to look in the mirror. And here's a trick, guys. Make sure you're looking at the same mirror all the time, because certain mirrors are going to look a little different than others. And also make sure you're looking at the same mirror in the same place, because sometimes if you're in a new room or if you're in a restroom or in a locker room or something, the lighting and the way the lighting and the angles that it comes will kind of make your body look a little different. You may look leaner in one lighting or one mirror and look more fatter in another. So make sure you're always judging it based in one certain place. Another way is just through your clothes. I haven't measured my waist in I don't know how long now, but I can always tell if I'm losing a little weight or if I'm gaining a little weight just by my pants. Because once your pants get shrunk and they stay the same size, they don't change. So only your body starts to fluctuate. And you can tell if it's a little tighter or if it's a little looser, and that's an easy way to kind of let you gauge if I'm getting the results that I want. If you want to put on size, and obviously you want everything to start fitting more tighter, and vice versa. If you want to go ahead and lose mass and lose body fat, things should be fitting a little looser. And that goes the same for clothes, sometimes like shirts, the way your arms feel, like the way it floats around your chest, things like that. The easiest way also is to look at the way your face looks. Yeah. We talk about that a lot in our program. One way to gauge it is looking at your jawline, because if you ever see somebody that fluctuated a lot in their weight or they fluctuate a lot in their body fat, the first place is when you look at them, you don't see people like without their shirt all the time prancing around, right? But it's always like right here in their jawline. Yeah. You see around their chin. If they gain weight, you usually see like this double chin, and if they lost weight, you see their chin to be more defined. And their face, or your face, is an easy way to also gauge, if you're getting the results you want. And of course, the most accurate way is just checking your body fat, maybe with like a local personal trainer. Or now there's a lot of different gauges of machines that you can hold, electronic stuff, weight scales, things like that to kind of measure your body fat. But if you don't have access to that, definitely use those other gauges, other ways to go ahead and to gauge your results.
Yeah, most definitely. Those are some good stuff. I know one thing which I use a lot personally too, is to look at kind of the love handle area, like the oblique area. I know for me and for a lot of people, that's going to be the very first place that extra body fat goes, and when you take it away, you're going to see like an immediate difference right there. So just like zero in on those details where that's the first place where a pound of fat is going to go, and you'll be able to judge it pretty accurately.
Can you lose 30 pounds in 30 days? Now you know the answer. Yes, you can, but make sure that you fit that criteria if you're very overweight, and if you're not, know that the best that you can do and probably should expect to do and be healthy on is about 1.5 to about 2 pounds of fat per week. And don't worry about the scale sometimes, because there's other ways to really gauge your results.
Definitely, man. And as we said before, if you're doing that and you're gaining muscle, then it's going to be a tremendous, pretty fast transformation. So don't think that's not going to be fast.
Check out more workouts, workout tips, nutrition, sixpackshortcuts.com, and we'll see y'all guys next time.